So in this video, I want to show you just real quickly how to manage a situation where you have one object that is sitting on top of another object in InDesign. So in this example, I have two things that are kind of sitting on top of one another. I've got this story text, which is in a text box that goes from here to here. Okay. And then I've got this image box that is sitting either on top of it or behind it. I'm not sure which one. It really doesn't actually matter whether it is on top of it or it is behind it. By the way, every object that you put into InDesign will be arranged in layers. I personally don't pay much attention to the layers very often because I've found that I can pretty much do what I need to do without thinking too much about the layers. But anyway, my point of this demonstration is just to show you how to select one or the other. So first of all, I want you to pay attention to which tool you have selected. So I am currently using the selection tool, the black arrow. And you can see when I hover over this, the little black dot shows up, showing me that I have a selectable object underneath. And the same here with the image. So if I go over here and click on this image, look what happened. It turned on not the image box that the photo's in, it turned on the box that the text is in. See? So all the little corner pins are displaying in the text box, not so much for the image box. Okay. So how to solve this? On my Mac keyboard, if I hold down the Command key and I click on the photo, now it selects the photo instead of the text. And if I keep holding on the Command key and I click again, it selects the text box, photo, text. On a PC keyboard, it's the exact same process, except that you use the Control key, which is down in the lower left-hand corner of the keyboard. So it's Control click on a PC keyboard or Command click on a Mac keyboard. A couple things related to that. So just to demonstrate before I move on, there my text is selected. Now the image is selected. Now when I if I click, hold, and drag on the image, it moves the image around within that text box. Okay, so I can reposition that however I need to for whatever it is I'm doing, right? I'm going to put it back where it was. One other thing that I can show you too, and I really didn't demonstrate this for the class, but I certainly can do it now, is what if I wanted to move the text box and the photo box as a unit? So what I need to do to make that happen is I need to select them both. There are a couple different ways I could do this. One is to click on them both, and this can be handy if they're not touching each other. Like for example, let's say this was arranged differently. Let's say I had the photo there and the text was all underneath it. Okay. And I wanted to move them together. What I can do is now, instead of holding down Command or Control, I'm going to use the Shift key to do this. So if I hold down the Shift key and I click on the photo, it's turned on. And then I'm still holding down the Shift key and I click on the story, the text, it's turned on. And now you can see that there is a set of corner points that have shown up here, here, here. One is hanging down off the bottom of my page and one is over there. And these two items are both selected together like a group. And so now if I click, hold, and drag, it's moving them as a unit. Okay. So I can slide them both up and down on the page. Okay. I'm going to undo that, get it back where it was. The other way to do this, instead of Shift and selecting, I can, we used to call this in the early days of Macs, we called it lassoing. I don't actually know what the InDesign terminology for this is, but basically is you're going to select them as a group. So what I'm going to do is my selection tool is going to sit off to the side somewhere where I can get close to both of them. And if I click, hold, and drag, what you'll see is that a little dashed rectangle starts to appear. Click, hold, and drag. See that rectangle? So that rectangle is going to grab whatever it touches. So if I keep holding and I keep dragging, it is now touching both the photo and the text. Okay. When I let go, they're both selected. They're selected in a group, and now I can move them like that. Okay. All right. That's something I don't think I demonstrated in class, but is a pretty useful tool in InDesign.